A home in South Florida built by the same guy who built David and Victoria Beckham's $80 million mansion just hit the market. The old Google CEO Eric Schmidt just dropped $24 million on an apartment in San Francisco. Today we are talking about some of the top celebrity real estate headlines from the last couple weeks. Let's get into it. Now I want to get into that Miami Beach mansion first because this place is epic. A home that was built by builder Bart Raines just hit the market in Florida. Like I said at the beginning, Bart is the same guy who famously built David and Victoria Beckham's house not too far from here. He's looked at as the top builder in Miami Beach by far. The house is not actually brand new construction. It was built back in 2019. Somebody lives here now. It's a 5,000 square foot house sitting on a 10,000 square foot lot. According to the Mansion Global article, they interviewed a couple of neighbors, and the neighbors say that everyone just stops to look at this house because it's so unique looking from the street. Inside, of course, you've got these Fleetwood doors that all pocket into the walls. This front room's actually set up kind of like a private music room for the current owner. The finishes are actually pretty simple, which I like. They're not trying too hard. Very cool house. The Bart Raines name attached to this property you would think would help it to sell, although it has been on the market already for a couple of months, which is interesting. Not exactly sure why, although the market, even the luxury market, is kind of in a tough place right now. Hopefully the Fed drops those interest rates sometime soon. That'll certainly help. The Oakley founder just relisted his house for sale in Beverly Hills. Surprisingly, I do not think that we looked at this listing the last time it was listed for sale. It is absolutely iconic. Built in 2014, 18,000 square feet. When you approach the place, this is what it looks like. I know some people out there are going to say that this looks like a prison because of the monolithic walls, but this is what you see from the street. They have a motorcycle as the centerpiece just behind the front doors. It's kind of cool how they got the light shining down on that. I wonder if that thing actually runs. Either way, nice little showpiece. The architecture is very brutalist, so thankfully we do have some green to look out at and the view, except it's a little smoggy today, I'm not gonna lie. Moving through some of the rest of the living spaces, we have a little seating area here. In this shot, I'm guessing, is the main living room. In the back is our dining room. To the right is the main kitchen. But behind the main kitchen, of course, you've got a big chef's kitchen too. I cannot imagine how much it cost to build this place. I'm thinking just shot in the dark, $2,500 a foot would be my guess. For our next story, we are headed up to San Francisco. The ex-Google CEO Eric Schmidt just bought an apartment here. He paid $24 million. Eric seems to have got a smoking deal. The seller was a retired shipping executive who paid $32 million for this same apartment about 10 years ago. Then he went on to remodel it. So yeah, we could do the math. I mean, that guy lost something like $10 million in 10 years on this place. Ouch. Very unique mix of finishes in here. You could tell they had a sophisticated design team for this remodel for sure. Of course, you have a private elevator that takes you up to this main landing area. The flooring has 4 different kinds of marble on it. There's 3 bedrooms in here, obviously all with views. And then here's one of the bathrooms. They say that this bathroom was inspired by something that the previous owners saw in Rome. We're going back down to LA for our last listing. Vanessa Hudgens' former home out here just hit the market. Vanessa bought this one in 2008. Not long after it was built for $2.75 million when she was only 19 years old, which is pretty crazy to think. She lived here about 11 years. This one's been on the market about a month. We just never got around to talking about it. First issue I see with this place is privacy. I mean, here's the street and here's the front door. Not super ideal for someone like a celebrity maybe who wants to be away from the spotlight. At least behind the house though, you know, you're not gonna have any paparazzis looking down into your backyard, that's for sure. Inside we have kind of an interesting mix of finishes. It almost looks like a house that was remodeled like maybe 2 or 3 times since it was built. There could be someone out there who wants this place, but for $4 million, I don't know. In my mind, the first thing that I think when I see a mix of finishes like this is, oh my gosh, someone is going to need to completely gut this place, sink probably $1 million into it to get it up to like modern standards. I thought it was a little weird to see this place like towering over the street from the street view, but one benefit of that is you got some pretty decent views up here. House has got a movie theater, an office off the master bedroom. The bedroom itself comes with its own fireplace and a balcony. But yeah, back to the finishes. I mean, come on. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Do you think that someone is actually going to pay $4 million for this place and actually be okay with all these finishes, or is this going to sell to an investor? That's a wrap for this week's episode, you guys. And as always, if you enjoyed it, make sure you hit the subscribe button down below before you go, because we're putting videos just like this one out over here on the Estate Media channel every Monday. So if you want to catch those, hit subscribe, and I'll see you then.